Welcome to the AdoreKnit podcast. I'm your host, Steph, also known as AdoreKnit Steph on Instagram and Knitting Samurai over on Ravelry. This is episode 42, 2021, the year of the cat sweater. I'm kind of off screen. I'm seeing that now. Anyways, so if you are new to the channel, welcome. We've had a bunch of new subscribers join and I'm super happy you're here. Thanks. I hope you stick around. And if you're coming back, I love you. So today's show is going to have a throwback project, some new cast on, some finished objects, works in progress, and then maybe a little bit about what I've been reading and watching here in quarantine. So let's jump right in. I don't know why I need hand motions. Okay, I'll try to be less expressive with my hands and just do it with my face. So you may have noticed me fluffing this. This I am wearing is one of the most knit patterns in my wardrobe. So the shawl is the Goldfinch, and this is the Goldfinch the 6th. That means I knit at least 6 of them. I think there may have been 7, but I'm not sure. So this is a pattern by Andrea Mowry. I knit this particular one in 2017 on US size 5s, fingering weight yarn, and I used Knit Picks Essential. Let's see, the green is some Essential. I know there's some Into the World, some Trekking leftovers I had. That's the periwinkle color right there. Yep. What else did I include in this? I guess that's it. Yeah, and this pattern, this version, the 6th, is more like a long, narrow crescent. It makes a pretty good scarf, right? And so I just wrap it around a couple times, stick a pin in it. It's good. But I love the pattern for its versatility. So you can knit it with fingering weight. You can knit it with DK weight. I don't know if I'm showing you the front of the back. It's pretty versatile. What's that stuck on it? Oh, goodness. So this was the first one I knit. This one was planned, right? Strategic. I had bought what's all this paper? Okay, sorry. I had bought a yarn kit in Rhinebeck, I think. The details are on my project page anyways. So this was, 5, 6 colors that all went together. This one was more of a scrappy one. This one right here is somewhere in between. So that big one used 710 yards. This little one used 330. And then this, again, somewhere in the middle. I haven't woven in all the ends, but scrappy. I love me some purples and teals. That's the story of me. So love the lace, love the stripes. It has great variety. It's interesting to knit. Did I say it was by Andrea Mowry? It's kind of one of her older patterns from before the fade explosion that went on in the world. And I just really, really love this shawl. So I could see myself knitting another one if I wanted to do some more scrappy projects. So yeah, and they have all worn pretty well. This one has given me hives. Before, this was the first one I knit, I want to say in 2015. And so I don't wear it as much. It's made with alpaca from a local farm. I got it at, anyways. So I'm not sure what's in it that makes it a little bit, that has given me hives before. It doesn't do it every time, but it does make me gravitate away from it just because I have that memory, a little bit negative, but it is a beautiful shawl. So there you go. If you're looking for a shawl to knit, I recommend the Goldfinch. Okay, new cast on. I knit some dishcloths. I know, they're very exciting. Our kitchen is this beautiful teal color. Well, no, ours is darker. The curtains in it. I say the kitchen. No, the kitchen is white and granite silver, basically, and stainless steel. And this past month, our less than 5-year-old dishwasher died. It just died. It didn't completely die, but it would take like 4 runs to get something clean. and everything wasn't coming out clean. It was very frustrating. It was a KitchenAid dishwasher. I do not recommend it. So we had 2 different service guys come out, 2 different recommendations of what to do with it. We had the Sears guy come, which we bought it at Sears, KitchenAid, and then we had the KitchenAid guy come. One said it needed a new control panel, one said it needed a new some sort of motor, and we spent about $400 getting estimates for about $500 worth of work on a 5-year-old dishwasher. It was not a good choice. Whatever, live and learn, live and learn. So we decided that rather than fixing this old thing, we'd buy a new one, and we'd get everything installed, haul away the old, and get it with a new stainless steel finish that's no fingerprints. Oh, I'm in love. Anyways, we'd get that. What else was I gonna say? Haul away, get the new. I don't know. It's gone. Anyway, so they came this past, I guess it's been a week, maybe 2 now, and installed it. It's beautiful. But while we were in between, I had a lot of thoughts about my kitchen and maybe a sink full of dishes a lot of the time over the month we waited for it to come in because it was on back order. And so some dishcloths may have gotten thrown away in anger. And that caused me to think, hey, I need some new ones. So of these, I have the 5 I knit during the pigskin party. So 7, we are well stocked. Probably for the next 6 months or so, I'll be happy with these. So on, off, done. And I did find, I ordered that yarn from Joann's. And they now, the skeins are a lot bigger. I don't have one up here to show you, but I want to say they're like 50% bigger. So I used to be able to get 2.5 out of a skein. Now I will definitely get 3. I might even get 3.5. So it's good if you like it. Yeah, that is new and off. Everything else is something you've already seen. So continuing on our finished object train, the next thing I finished during February was the seated, here, I'll just show it like this, the seated hat, second slouch. And it's hard to tell. Here's the one I knit for myself with my large-ish head, and there's the one I knit for my friend. So they're similar. Hers is a bit more stripy. So this is the seated banded, it's by Lion Brand. It's free on Ravelry or wherever you choose to find your patterns. I'm sure you can find it on the Lion Brand website. I will have the links below along with the links for everything else for my project pages on Ravelry if you want to go see more details. Yeah, so this is fingering weight yarn held double, and it's basically scraptastic, right? So just fading from dark to light. So I did end up, can you see it, with a bit of a hole? I'm gonna sew that up at the bottom, but at the top, I mean, not the bottom. Well, it's the end, and that's what made me think bottom. So this one's finished. Yay, off the needles. And I want to say this was 340 yards. So good chunk into my February yardage. The next thing I finished, I know, all these things, the Fingerless Mitts. So I'm going to step over here so that I can put a picture over there. I finished these. They were a request for a friend. You'll remember I knit 3 different pairs. Well, I knit 2 full pairs and half of another, and I'll finish the other one. Just why not? And it can be something for me. And so these are the Twigs and Willows from Botanical Knits 2 by Alana Dakos. I adapted the pattern from a fingering weight yarn to a DK weight yarn, so I left off one of the little buds on it. I guess they're willows, they're not buds. But I shipped them off, and she's very happy to have them, and they're keeping her hands nice and toasty warm. The yarn is Deve Zenith. It's discontinued, but it is a beautiful yarn to work with. I absolutely love it, and I love the softness. 100% merino. I think it's a superwash. It's discontinued. Did I say that? Oh, my brain. It's gone. It's school vacation week and there's just someone talking all the time. So those are gone. They're done. They're finished. Yay. I was happy to have them done. By the time I'd knit 4 individual mitts, because the first ones were too big and then the second ones were too small. And then I ended up doing a second of the too small. And then I had a whole washing blocking party while we were apart, and I ended up throwing the large pair in the dryer for 10 minutes just to cinch them up a little bit, and they're perfect. So those were finished. Okay, back to the middle. The yarn wall's right there. So normally I face that way, but I thought that the light, the reflection off the snow was nice. So I'd go this way today. The next thing I finished, I have a video of Sir Zim Ozymandias Michellos wearing this beautiful, can you tell what it is? Beautiful cat sweater. They're going to be all the rage. I'm telling you, everyone is going to knit their naked little Devon Rex cats, or Sphinx, or Cornish Rex, you know, the cats that don't have a lot of hair. They're going to be knitting them one of these beautiful pet sweaters. Mommy worked hard to make that for you. Oh, it's not funny, poor cat. Zim, you're staying warm. Zim, come here, baby. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. What do you think, Zimmy? You like your sweater? It's a good sweater. Yes. He liked it more the first time. I tried it on him. And he definitely does better wearing it when he is asleep. So last night I put it on him when I finished it, and he ran around backwards for a little while. But I did call him over to me, and the minute he came over to me, I took it off him and rewarded him. So hopefully he'll have positive thoughts about this. Every time we take it off him, he is like super warm underneath. So the reason I knit this, you may be asking yourself, what made you think your cat needed a sweater? Is he is, what is he, 8 months old, and his coat hasn't completely come in, right? Like he had a coat as a kitten, and then Devon Rex cats blow their coat is what it's called. They shed it and then it comes back in. They don't have guard hairs as a general rule for the breed, and their coat is wavy, like crimpy, short and crimpy, like think of some wool. I don't know, I don't spin, but that's how their fur is. And so it takes a while to come in, and I want to say it gets like that long. They're short-haired cat. Aphrodite's not in here. She has a full, beautiful, luscious coat. And he will, but he's just not there yet. So, and while we do keep the house at 66, 68, so it's pretty warm compared to when the boys are at school and not home, it's still not quite warm enough for Zim. So that's why I knit this for him. So I did follow, I'm looking at my notes, Bonnie Frank's pet sweater pattern. I followed it through about here, and then, or here. And then I kind of said, I go off on my own. I had tried it on him and I didn't really like the way it was fitting. So here are the changes I made. I did pick up and knit 3 rounds of ribbing on the little armholes just to cinch it in a little bit because his whole shoulder blade was out and it looked cold. What else? I love the increases, followed that to a T. And then when it was time to split, I decided, you know, to give the like skirt part that hangs down on a dog sweater or cat sweater in this case, I decided to go with seed stitch. So I did seed stitch, and you could see I did my decreases there. And then when I was at what I felt like, I'm done, I don't want to knit any more of this, I did 4 rows of seed stitch and bound off in pattern. So there you have it. The yarn is old. It's Cascade 220 paints, I want to say. Don't remember if it's a superwash, but it's almost gone. I've got like a little tiny ball like that left, so I would like to use that up in some sort of scrappy something. Maybe I'll knit a toy of some sort. Oh, I could knit him a toy mouse to go with this so he could play with it. He's been very rambunctious, Zim, the cat. So I've been just looking for different types of toys for him to play with because he just gets into trouble. Like runs from upstairs, down the stairs, through the living room, into the kitchen, up on the counter. He's not allowed on the counters. Into the cupboard if the door is open because little people leave doors open. Climbs the shelves to the top and sits there. Inside my cupboards on my plates. This cat. So, that's just one of the crazy things he does. And if I talk about him, I will talk about him all day because it's been a while since we've had a kitten and he is full of energy and zip and zim, zippy zim. So, Roland my oldest, came up with a joke. What do you call Zippy Zim's wife? Mrs. Zippy? Mrs. Zippy? Okay, so there's that. Okay, so my monthly Desert Vista sock is on the needles and going swimmingly. Today is February 23rd. And this morning when I got up early, I turned the heel on the second one. I'm totally playing mind games with myself on this. So I got this far. I'm going to do a contrasting cuff. I figured out I have 2 more stripes to go before I want to put in the cuff. And I just wound it off and started on the second one rather than finishing this one. For some reason, it's more exciting. There's more drama in the knit. It's like, I haven't seen what the finished item is going to look like yet, so I'm more excited to knit on the second sock. Does that make sense? So this is Desert Vista Dye Works, knit on size 0s. The colorway is, what is it? Hometown Lights. And what can I say? Normally, if I do a contrasting, I don't really do contrasting. I do like coordinating. So I would pull a color that's in the stripe sequence and put it on the toes and cuffs. But I had this one from a kit I had ordered I just ordered a bunch. I think it was was it January or was it winter? I'm not sure. A set of toes and cuffs. I could go grab it. Would you like to see it? How about I do that? I thought grabbing it would tell me something, but it really doesn't. Yeah, either I've lost the tag or it didn't come with the tag, but Desert Vista Dye Works does sell these sets of heels, toes, and cuffies. So I got those. I have those. And then I've ordered a mini skein here and there. She also has that option, and you can request to have a particular color pulled out of a particular skein so that they do coordinate and match. I don't know why I need to show you that particular skein. Anyways, okay. So this is the first time I've done completely different, and can I tell you, I love it. I think it adds so much to the sock. So I'm super excited about these. These are for my friend Vicky. I'm happy to be able to share with her. She wears a size 10, and I wanted to do my standard 2x2 rib, but I wanted something a little more interesting. So I think I can show you better on this one. I did, yeah, there you go. So 2x2 cable, and I just worked it across and started ribbing as it moved across the foot. So just to keep it a little more interesting for myself, I can't just knit plain stockinette socks, and 2x2 rib has been my go-to in the past, but I wanted it a little more exciting than that. So there's the second one. I should have no problem going up the leg and finishing these today. Hometown Lights, tell you again. Yeah, it's my Harry. My little Harry. That reminds me, I don't really have a shop update for today. I mean, there are things going in, but I'm not going to put it. I'll wait till I have a big update to share with you. So if you're interested, you can always go check what's new on the shop. But there's a link below to subscribe to the mailing list for the shop, for the AdoreKnit stitch marker progress keeper, enamel pin, progress bag, project bag, shawl pin, shop over on Etsy. So if you'd like to be part of the mailing list, get special coupons, get announcements of things before I generally release them out to the public on Instagram, that's the place to sign up. So, and I promise I won't spam you. I try to do every 2 weeks, do a mailing, but it's not even that often. So there's that. Dream knitting. I just have one thing to say. I wanted to knit. I wanted to design a sock and a cowl this year. The cowl, big thumbs down. I'm done trying that. I just need to frog it. But I have a new design idea, and I'm going to call it the DVD leftovers cowl. So I'm going to come up with a way to use the leftover 40 grams, right? I use about 60 grams for a sock, 50 if I do heels, toes, and cuffs. So this leftover bit, I have a lot of these, and I think it would be fun because sometimes when I'm done with it for the month, I still want to knit with the yarn, you know, see the gnomes I've knit in the past. So I think it would be fun to have leftovers. So you knit the sock in February, and then in March you knit the cowl. So we'll see. More on that to come. That's what has been going around in my head, and I've done some drawings, and I'm excited. I wanted to get Zim's sweater off the needles, and I wanted to finish my socks before I let myself jump into a new design project. So it's coming. There, that's it. Okay, what have we been watching and reading? Not really reading, but it's school vacation week here in New Hampshire, and Steve, my husband, thought the 6-year-old would enjoy the game Magic. I guess it's an older, it's kind of like Dungeons and Dragons. It's a card game, pretty easy to pick up, and you can play a game in 20 minutes. So Tristan and I have been playing that a lot, at least 2 games a day for vacation, and it's Wednesday. So that's been fun. We also got on the Nintendo Switch the game Overcooked. I don't think it was expensive. I don't know. I would have to ask Steve. I say like $5-7, like whatever, but you're basically like the head chef and the sous chefs, and all 4 of us play together, and you have to be strategic about who's doing what job, who's chopping, who's cooking, who's things out to people, and you get stars and tips, and it's really good, except I get really mad at the boys. It's totally the type of game I would enjoy playing on my phone, but I'm not such a team player, it turns out. So Steve has had to referee a few times when Roland and I were like, it's your fault. No, it's your fault. We didn't get 3 stars in advance. So that's been fun-ish. Let's see, what else did we do? Tristan and I told you we got the new big TV. So one afternoon we closed all the curtains. He wanted popcorn. I made popcorn in the air popper. And then I dumped a ton of butter on it. So it would be like movie theater popcorn, butter and salt. And we watched Onward. We've seen that before. It's a Pixar movie over on the Disney app. Super cute. I liked it the first time. I liked it even better the second time. Chris Pratt he's a comic genius. So we've watched that. Also rewatching Avatar as like the 4 of us. So that's the Nickelodeon TV show, cartoon, 3 or 4 seasons of it. It's very cute, very fun. What else? I have been watching DCI Banks. So I don't know if Netflix or Prime has pushed it on me forever. And I haven't watched it because the guy in the cover, this is so bad. Judge a book by its cover, for sure. He just looks like a grumpy old man. That doesn't look interesting to me. That's not what the show is. He's part of a whole team. It's very much like SVU. Like you like the crew of people that are figuring it out. And each murder investigation is 2 episodes. So they get a little more time to get into it. And he's very likable. And I've just really enjoyed the show. There are 5 seasons and I am almost done with it. So I recommend that if you're looking for a procedural detective type of show. Very good. HBO Max has it. That's where I've been watching it. Now, Big Bang Theory has been my pick-me-up. DCI Banks has been my, challenge my brain a little bit. Yeah, that's it. The shop, the Harry Potter clubs are going out on Friday. They're all packed up. I just need to take the bag, the final bag, put the letter in it, and then put it in the mailer. So it's a very long process. It wouldn't be if there weren't so many of them. So very thankful for all of our Harry Potter fans out there. And it's making me want to watch all the movies. Yeah. So that's it, I think. I think I've come to the end. Oh, reading. I read Paladin of Souls. Yes, I did. And that is the name of it. It's a book that Steve had recommended, this author. I'll put it on here. He's recommended it for a long time, and I had bought it probably 3 years ago on Audible, 4 years ago, like a long time ago. So I finally listened to it. I'm within like the last 5 minutes. No, last couple chapters. Like I want to say like 2 hours to go. And I've talked to Steve about the plot all the way through and what's going on and who's doing what. And he tells me, you know, this is the second book. I was like, what? What? You didn't tell me this was the second book. I would not have started with the second book. How much did I ruin? Because I was really enjoying it. And I did enjoy it. And I was asking him, okay, is there a next one? Is there a sequel? Like, what else is going on? So apparently this is, she writes different characters in the same world. So each book is a different person. So I can't go with Esther somewhere else, but I can. She'll be like a background character in the other 2 books. So I may go backwards and I may not. So, yeah, now that's all I have for you. I hope you are enjoying a wonderful, sunny, bright, cheery Wednesday, wherever you are, and that spring comes to you very soon. And if you're someplace with some extreme weather, you're safe and warm and you get life back to normal quickly. So until we talk again, take care. Mwah. Bye.